All right, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 mistakes most new investors make that I want to save you from making, right? So when you're ready to flip your first home, you like really excited and you see all those dollar signs. And flipping homes can really be a lucrative business, you know, if you're doing it right. So collectively, me and my partners have made plenty of mistakes. But I just wanted to help you from making the same mistakes. And there's a saying my woman of God say all the time. She says, mentor or mistake. Well, today I want to be your mentor. All right, so the first thing I would say is be anxious for nothing. The number one mistake that people make is just moving too fast. I'm one of them people. I move too fast. I jump all the time, but it's a mistake, right? So you just, you know, sometimes you get into it and you're just trying to, you know, find the right house and you like excited because you see a house that can be a good profit, but you're not running the numbers, you know, and that can be a disaster for real if you're not running the numbers properly and doing what you're supposed to do. So it's something that's called reverse engineering. So starting from the end to the beginning, you know, you have to go through the numbers and see what the ARV is, what the property is worth. And then you have to see, okay, how much am I going to pay for the rehab, right? So the rehab, your closing costs on the front end and back end, because you have to pay closing costs if you're getting a lender in the deal, then you have to pay your closing costs up front and at the end, right? So you have to calculate all those things. You have to calculate your holding costs, which is the mortgage, your utilities, homeowners insurance, anything that you're paying to keep the property, right? So you have to add all those things in, right? And subtract it from, so first you have your ARV, right? You have the number that you are going to sell it for. You think you're going to sell it for after the fact, right? Then you have to subtract your what you're paying for. You have to subtract your holding costs, your closing costs, and the rehab amount. And that gets you your final number. So if that final number is lower than what you intended to pay, then it's not gonna work for you, right? So you have to make sure that you are adding all those things up before you jump and, you know, purchase this house. A lot of people think, well, I got a house for I know it sell for 100,000. I'm buying it for 50,000. Put 25,000 into it and make 25. Nah, that's not gonna happen. It's not realistic. So you have to do those numbers. You have to get every number that you're gonna put into that property at the beginning. So you wanna start with the end and the beginning, because if you off in your numbers, what's the point of doing it? You might as well just sit at home and watch TV, because you're not gonna make no money, right? So that's one of the biggest mistakes, is not counting the cost. The Bible tells you to count the cost before you do anything. So slow down and count those costs, okay? All right, so the second mistake I would say is not getting an inspection. So I beat this into my retail buyers' head all the time. Get an inspection no matter what, and especially a sewer cam inspection. I actually just had a buyer who they didn't, you know, we give them advice to get their inspection, but sometimes they don't. So about 6 months ago, they bought a house and the sewer backed up. It was like a $400,000 house and the sewer backed up. Man, I wish they would have got a sewer cam inspection, because that would have saved them. But I tell all my clients to get a sewer cam, all of them, all the time, right? And I told one lady she didn't want to get it because she said the sellers had told her they had a brand new pipe in the underground. They had just put a new sewer pipe in, and she took my advice. She did take my advice after I had to fight her a little bit, and she come to find out the new sewer line had collapsed. So think about that. Like, this can be tens of thousands of dollars you have to spend for a line to be replaced that you didn't calculate. You won't know just by going in a house and flushing the toilet once or twice. They won't know until they have a big party or something like that, or if they realtors like me and they tell them to go in and get that sewer can, right? And so they find that, and think about that's $15,000, $20,000 away from your profit. You know, so that it's so important to get that $200 inspection. You know, the sewer cam inspection is about $200, the regular inspection $300-$400. You want to get your home inspected so that you can know what's going on with it, because lo and behold, that buyer for sure is going to go and get that inspection done. And when they come back with all these things that you didn't find, then you taking money away from your profit. The home is sitting on the market longer. So it's really important to get the inspection ahead of time. All right, so that's my mistake number 2. So the third mistake would be paying your contractors too much money up front. I know so many people that have had this problem. We actually just taught a class this weekend and the lady was saying she had those problems. I don't care if it's your brother, like your brother, your sister, your daddy. Don't give them more money up front than the job that they're doing at that one time, right? And don't even give them the full amount for that job. Think about this. Hard money lenders, the banks who loan the money to investors, they won't even give you any money to start the job. They give you the money after that particular job is done. So if you have, for instance, a kitchen that needs to be redone, you have a scope of work. So each line item, they will come out and check to see if that line item is done, and then they'll give you the money for that line item. So catch the hint. If they doing it, then you need to do it, because contractors they'll do half of the work or not even do the work. They'll get the money and not even do the work, and then you have to pay somebody else to go out and finish your work, right? And if you don't have the money to finish it, then what? The house gets to sit in. You don't have the money to actually pay the people to do the rest of the work, so now the house is sitting. You know, you have a mortgage payment to pay if you took out a hard money loan. The property might get vandalized. All kind of stuff can happen. It's just a real bad situation. And I've seen it happen so many times, right? And I've done it before. I've given people more money. Don't judge me. I've been flipping since I was 18, so I made some mistakes, but I'm here to save you from those mistakes. Don't do it. You want to do a draw system with them, just like the lender does with you. You can give them a little bit of money up front because they got to get started, you know, especially if they're buying the materials, you got to give them the material money. But if you buying the materials, give them a little draw up front to get them started. They may have to pay their people and different stuff like that, but you want to make sure that you are controlling that money properly. And we show you guys all of this in our class, you know. So if you are looking to get into real estate investing or learn more about the strategy, be sure to be at our March 25th and 26th event. We bringing back the Realtor versus Investor event, and you don't want to miss it. We take you through the properties and show you how to, you know, what you would look at, what you would look for, what you should be fixing, you know, how to save money in your flips, all of those things. So you don't want to miss it. The link will be in the description to sign up, so make sure you check it out. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop new content.